The man in the red car is about to meet the man in the blue car. Get himself a pretty pink ticket.
Turn everyday moments into learning moments. For more tips, go to bornlearning.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
There are very few players in the history of the NBA that we would say skipped steps when it comes to contending and winning a championship. Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. That's where we're at. And all of those guys are top 10 players all time. That's where this thing feels like it's trending with Wemby.
Unsportsmanlike. Weekday mornings starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2. The Rich Eisen Show.
We have some breaking news out of Cleveland Browns.
Here it comes. And I see.
Breaking news.
Dylan Gabriel's wearing number 6. Oh, rocking the look he has to have because somebody took his number.
Told you, it's like Friday, man. He Debo'd that. Debo took Red's bike. Verse took Gabriel's number.
Just took it.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
Your home for Richmond Spiders athletics all year round. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 1061 ESPN.
Start your morning right with Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company, the official coffee of Fitz the Bill and ESPN Richmond. They have fresh artisan pastries made from scratch daily in their own in-house bakeries to go along with some of the best coffee in RVA. 3 locations, one in Shotco Bottom, one in the West End, and one in Lynchburg. Check them out too online at ironcladcoffee.com. Fitz the Bill is powered by Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company each and every morning.
Richmond, it's time to get your morning going. Spicy Mom.
We are going to wreak havoc.
The only thing I am thinking about is the game.
Holy catfish! Touchdown, Seahawks!
Rashid Shaheed.
Richmond Sports Talk by Richmond sports fans.
This is Fitz the Bill with Jack Fitzpatrick.
All live from the capital of the Commonwealth.
Where sharp analysis, your cause, and Richmond always come first.
If it's making headlines locally or nationally, we're breaking it down. Now, live from the capital of the Commonwealth. Fitz the Bill with your host, Jack Fitzpatrick.
Good Monday morning, June 29th. Appreciate you clocking in, making us part of your morning right here on 1061 ESPN Richmond, the ESPN Richmond app, ESPNRichmond.com, streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. If you want to watch the stream, just type in ESPN Richmond. We'll pop right on up, and you can watch the stream live. It was a fun weekend this past weekend. It kicked off with a Friday, Alan, where I threw out the first pitch. Part of a couple of people that threw out the first pitch there at Carmax Park with the Flying Squirrels. And I'll say this, I got it over home plate, kind of, roughly. More so in the left batter's box. But, I made it there. It wasn't as bad as 50 Cent. Wasn't as bad as some people. It wasn't the best it could be. I am looking forward to my next opportunity to get out there and really just try to get it over home plate.
I'm going to blame you because I told you I would help you, but you didn't want to practice.
I didn't. No, I was practicing a little bit. You know what my issue was? All I had at home was a tennis ball.
I got plenty of baseballs, man. You could do some long toss, and then stretch your arm out.
Anthony, when he came by on Thursday to chat about the game, chat about everything they've got going over there at Carmax Park, he did bring me a baseball. He brought me an awesome swag bag. I wore the jersey he brought, some awesome stuff, and one of them was a baseball. I should have used that to warm up rather than the tennis ball.
Yes,
but I didn't have a catcher. Eva wouldn't be the catcher for me. She was like, you got to throw it off the house. So I had to use something soft that would bounce.
I used to, this is super old school and country of me, but I didn't have a catcher either because my dad was at work a lot of times. So we had an old billboard sign or something.
You threw it off of?
Yeah, I threw it off of. I drew a square on there. That was my batter's box / catcher, and I had to throw it in between the square to practice.
I'll say this. It was difficult. It was more difficult than I anticipated because I wasn't throwing hard. No one was throwing it, I'm going to wind up and I'm going to give it my all. So you kind of do a light toss in, and that was actually harder to you're not used to light. At least I'm not used to light tossing a baseball.
Yeah, the precision component would have thrown me off too. That's why I'm glad they picked you and not me. I only know how to throw hard.
I was also rushed because you don't really know. Like they're like, all right, you're here to throw the first pitch. Let's have some fun. And you're like, okay. And then you get up on the mound and then they like announce your name and you're like, do I like warm up? Like, so I was just like, oh, let me just get it there. So I just like threw it and got over the plate.
They just said your name. You didn't get the trumpets
I didn't get Edwin Diaz trumpets.
Yeah.
I didn't get any of that. But it wouldn't it would have been a ball. If there was a batter in the left batter's box, probably would have hit a batter. I would have given him a base. But if it was a right-hander, would have been a 1-0 count, and I would have been back at it.
So 2 things I think every sports fan thinks about: what their WWE entrance song would be, what your walk-up song would be for pitching.
So for the longest time, for pitching, I always think about my walk-up song for batting. Walk-up song for batting would be Man I Need by Olivia Dean.
See, I never thought about batting because they don't give you that long.
They don't, but you get enough of it. Pitching would be like some EDM, like crazy hype.
Man, you get a grand entrance when you're like the closer.
I would do like this is gonna be such a deep cut, but if my friend and I always tell this story. My friend and I would play MLB 2K, like back when 2K had the rights to it in like 2012. We'd get home from school, throw on Xbox Live and play it. And we'd be like, our walk-up song, I think it was a Skrillex song or something. It's called Cinema. It was so good. It had such a good beat drop. It was quintessential 2012 EDM.
Oh,
just to give a look into what I was doing as a 15-year-old playing Xbox.
Oh,
but no, hey,
it makes me feel old.
Yeah, hey, my bad. Also saw Eric. Eric came by. We got Eric a Fitz the Bill hat. He sent in a text, said it was an awesome time. First time he made it out to the CarMax Park. First time. I think he ever been to a Squirrels game. So he came by our table pregame and we said what's up to him. We had intern Peter with us too. It was a blast on Friday.
Did we get some squirrely fries?
I did get some squirrely fries.
Honestly, that's the main thing that I go for is the squirrely fries.
And I got a dill pickle dog. A hot
dog. Did you rate it?
I didn't do a food review.
Okay.
I was
That's literally your brain.
Yeah, but I was a couple of adult beverages deep and I was like, that probably would have been better. Yeah, a dill pickle dog. Really, really good. If you're at CarMax Park, I highly recommend a dill pickle dog. They just make the dill pickle the bun.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. It's like the Luther with the donuts and the burger, but it's a pickle dog.
Exactly.
Yeah. Interesting.
This is innovation happening just down the street. Innovation, folks. 3 other things happened this weekend. So, of course, it's Monday morning. We've got to break down our 3 best things we saw from the weekend. And number 3 is kicking us off.
Number 3.
This one's easy. This one was simple. And this might be me just trying to make Alan happy, but the Yankees lost. The Yankees lost.
Yankees lose.
And they got swept by the lowly Red Sox. The Red Sox, well, they've been kind of having a tough season so far, but on the broadcast, really every game, that of course, they're nationally broadcast games because it's Red Sox Yankees, but the Red Sox really were having a bad season, still are having not the best season, but they were able to get the sweep, and the broadcast was talking about how this might be able to turn the page on the season for them. It's the first 4-game sweep of New York since 2018 and their first 4-game win streak of the season.
I got to agree with Matt, who says this regularly. I do hate that we keep getting force-fed Red Sox Yankees as like the face of rivalries in baseball. It used to be, but it's not the same anymore. I swear they could have built up something else.
You want an overreaction?
Go for it.
You want my I might say this again at 9:30 when it's Overreaction Monday, but Red Sox Yankees just isn't even like a top 5 sports rivalry anymore. It's not the top rivalry in baseball. It has lost so much of the luster.
Yeah.
There was a point in one of the games, it was either game 1 or game 2 of the series, where like there was a fight where like the benches came up and they hugged. They hugged. I'm sorry, maybe this is old school. I mean, you're Red Sox Yankees. If you guys are friends, hug after the game. Don't hug in the middle of what was supposed to be the most hated rivalry.
There was something else I saw that just made me want to like turn the TV off. Like, this isn't the Red Sox Yankees.
No, remember who was it that pushed his glove into the face of A-Rod because of a pit? Like, this was like 2000 and what was it, like probably 3 or 4 or something?
Yeah,
like,
was that Veritek, I think.
Was it Veritek shoving his...
I think it was the catcher, yeah.
Mushing A-Rod's face?
Pedro throwing down Zimmer by the head. But I will say this. In hindsight, when you look back at the things we consider to be rivalries, when it's Red Sox Yankees, there was more on the line when they met and things like that. I think we got a little spoiled. Like now we look at it, like it's the lowly Red Sox, as you said, basically. Like we wouldn't have said that back in like 03, 04, or even when A-Rod and Veritek was going at it. Like we wouldn't have never said that. The Yankees, for their part, have held up their end of the bargain. They're still the Yankees, still the team on the East Coast that we all love to hate.
But they also haven't won a World Series in forever.
But they haven't won a World Series in a while, and the Red Sox as a brand is just a hot mess. They might even be Boston's version of the Mets at this point. So.
Oh, I do love the Red Sox, too, because they're the lowly Red Sox. But if you look back since 2013, they still have 2 World Series over that time. More than the Yankees.
Yeah,
more than the Yankees. But I was talking to a friend of mine who came over for the weekend to watch me throw out that poor first pitch. And we were talking about how weird the Red Sox are. Since winning the World Series in 2013, missed the playoffs, lost in the ALDS, won the World Series in 18, missed the playoffs, lost in the ALCS. Then in 2022, missed the playoffs, wild card, and looking like they're going to miss the playoffs again this year. It's like every couple of years, like every handful of years, we're winning the World Series, and then we're going to be nothing for a while. Then we're going to win the World Series.
I think most fan bases would be satisfied with a championship a decade.
I think a lot of fans would be fine with that.
Considering how long they had to wait for their first championship, I think they're okay.
That is the eternal question. Would you rather win one World Series or one championship a decade, and then for the remainder 9 years, you're kind of an afterthought?
Terrible, yeah.
But you do have a championship every decade.
I would take every 10 years in a heartbeat.
We know you would. We know you would, San Francisco over there.
That was unnecessary.
But that was number 3. Number 2. Canada got a 1-0 win over South Africa as the knockout stage has begun over there in the FIFA World Cup. Canada will face either Netherlands or Morocco on the 4th of July in Houston. Canada, they did not win their group, lost to Switzerland in group play. So they became the first World Cup host nation ever forced to play a knockout match away from home. They were in LA last night. They got Alphonso Davies back, who came on in the 75th minute. He's been dealing with a hamstring injury. He's arguably the best Canadian-born player ever. He made an immediate impact once he got on the pitch. They expect him to have a little bit more juice in their next game as he continues to work back from that hamstring injury. Steven Astiquio scored a stoppage time goal from a volley from right outside the box, 92nd minute, to send Canada through to their first ever round of 16 game. So great for Canada. And just how big is this? Paul Dolan, a Canadian Soccer Hall of Famer and Apple TV MLS match analyst, broke it down on ESPN's Primetime.
All right, 1 second, because I did not pull up that sound clip, but I got you now.
It's a great sound bite, so
There's
it's
a
worth
few
the wait.
moments in Canadian sport that stand out for everyone, and they know where they were for that. If we go way back to 1972, and Canada beat the USSR in the Summit Series in hockey, obviously the 2010 Winter Olympics when Sidney Crosby scored against the United States here in Vancouver, where I live. But this moment is right there with him in a hockey-mad country. This is obviously the biggest Canadian soccer moment, but it's also probably top 3 sporting moments in Canada. And we've just begun. Now, we know that there's a long way to go. You've got either Netherlands or Morocco, 2 very highly touted teams. But you take it one step at a time, and we've got another week to kind of bask in that glory right now.
I mean, it's kind of awesome that this guy's saying that this is a top 3 all-time Canadian sports moment behind Canada hockey beating the USSR and Canada hockey with that Sidney Crosby goal in the Vancouver games in 2010.
Did you see the speech that the coach gave?
You guys are Canadian heroes.
Yeah, like I felt it, man. Like I thought that was awesome, and he was like, you could tell it means a lot to people, which it should. Obviously, it's the World Cup, man. Like it's a different competition than even the Olympics, right? Like it's just on another level, and just to get into the round of 32 is a big accomplishment. Just to win that first knockout match is a big accomplishment, and you give yourself a chance.
100%.
Like that's all you can do, America. That's all you can do.
I heard someone say, what would it take for the United States men's national team to not make you feel devastated? Like, how far do they have to go? And someone said the semifinals. I said the round of 16.
I think just not losing to Bosnia
just
would
win
be enough
Bosnia,
for me,
and I'm good from there.
I gotta see who we play in the second.
Belgium. It's looking like it's probably going to be Belgium. if Belgium wins, but
see, losing to Belgium, I could actually accept that. I can't accept losing
gives
to
me
Bosnia.
flashbacks to that Tim Howard 100 save game, though.
God bless you, Tim Howard.
Maybe we can.
I'll never forget it.
No, I will never. I remember watching. I was like, we might actually win this game because it's still 0-0.
All we had, man.
All we need is one lucky bounce.
Could you imagine being a goalie and being under pressure for 90 minutes?
No,
because that's exactly what he.
That's why I stopped being goalie in Little League soccer. I couldn't handle the pressure. Instead, I was just like, I was also like the biggest kid on the field, so I just played center back and I just bullied kids. Got yelled at by refs a lot. They were like, watch your physicality, young man. And I was like, my bad. I don't think they had cards in Fredericksburg Parks and Rec.
That's probably why you run around knocking people down.
But I mean, the World Cup is awesome. And like these little accomplishments, and I'm putting little in quotations marks because it's so big to Canada. Like in the grand scheme of things, when you're talking about the FIFA World Cup, Canada has no chance to win it all, but they get this win. It means so much to their nation. You saw it with Scotland. You saw it with Haiti. Those nations just making it. Then Scotland beat Haiti in that first game of the group stage, and that meant the world to Scotland. It's meant the world to Cape Verde. It's meant the world to all of Curacao when they scored their one goal against Germany. Like, it is cool to see how important the World Cup is to so many nations and how even what we may consider a small accomplishment could have the Canadian men's national team go down as heroes, as Jesse Marsh said. And the number one, this isn't really a best thing I saw, but an interesting thing, but something that you need to talk about. Number one, the CFL, the Canadian Football League, is not allowing Brendan Sorsby to join their league. I had to just kind of shoehorn it in here. I don't know if it's a best thing. Depends on how you view the situation. You could be like, heck yeah, CFL, stand 10 toes down. You don't let them in. Good for you. But the CFL came out that they have officially banned Brendan Sorsby from joining any of its teams for the upcoming season. So now there is only one last option, and it is the UFL. The CFL, the Canadian Football League, cited, of course, integrity concerns after Sorsby has admitted to betting on sports thousands of times, upwards of $90,000. So we all know the NFL shut its door when they said they're not holding a supplemental draft. College, of course, he can no longer participate in the NCAA after he withdrew his lawsuit. Sorsby's attorney, of course, is calling the NFL's decision to not hold a supplemental draft a CBA violation. He said that they are going to pursue action with the NFLPA. The NFLPA has not said that they will be helping Jeffrey Kessler and Brendan Sorsby in that. So really, Sorsby is now locked out of a lot of football right now. NFL, Canadian, college. UFL might be the last option.
And we got some really good flag football out here in Richmond.
Yeah, come on over, Brendan Sorsby.
He would be a monster at flag.
It's like Baker Mayfield. Remember Baker transferring?
Place all the bets you want on the sideline and flag. There's no rules on that, buddy. Come on.
That might not help your way to get back to the NFL.
Russell Wilson played in our flag league.
Okay.
Yeah, when he was
tore it up.
When he was, I think it was right before he got drafted.
Did he tear it up?
Yeah, he did pretty good.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Pretty good.
Yeah, okay.
Played the B League, but he did pretty good. Playing with his friends.
Okay. UFL, NFL. The UFL part of this is interesting because the UFL, NFL have that, like, it's not an official relationship, but they're kind of like wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
But like, seriously, you're running a professional organization.
You cannot bring him in.
Yeah, like, you can't have people thinking that it's rigged in anything.
Someone called him, what'd they call him? Nuclear? Where like you just can't touch him with a 1,000-foot pole.
You know where he can go? WWE. Nobody will care.
Maybe even that they wouldn't care because he's too fake. Like, it'd be like, you may bet against yourself in it, and the script may say one thing, and you may go against the script.
Oh, man.
No one can trust him.
Canadian screw job.
The interesting part of it is Mike Rapole, one of the co-owners of the UFL. He's also really big in horse racing. He's a billionaire. Yeah. He founded Body Armor, all of this crazy stuff. He said on an X post, a tweet, I can never get into a tweet, the UFL is the league of opportunity. We created our regional player initiative to keep great players closer to home, closer to their fans, and on the field. Have your people call my people. He wants Sorsby to join the UFL and join the Dallas Renegades. See how that one plays out, because I imagine the NFL will go like this. Ring, 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 ring. Hey, do you want to still like work together? You're not going to let him in your league. You know how we like kind of give you some money and there's this like wink, wink, nudge, nudge relationship where like We give you our referees to train.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like
I can imagine.
We share information, and you guys test new technology for us.
Yeah.
You know how we do all that to like help save you and kind of like bankroll you? Yeah, if you let them in your league, Mike, that ain't happening no more. And you know what's going to happen? My account was hacked. I never want Sorsby anywhere near the UFL. Happening.
Definitely going to be a Bane moment. Do you feel in charge? Because I don't think anybody is going to allow him around. Like, again, he should just take the easiest road for him to take is to take the year off,
work on himself,
work on yourself, get somebody to sign off that you did your rehab and stuff, do a PSA and come back. Like, seriously, that's the easy. They have forgiven people for way worse than what, he has allegedly done. And I think they really just need the optics to go away. You need this to die down.
Yes.
He needs a PR team, not a lawyer out here
Jeffrey Kessler
yeah.
being like, I'll sue you.
Yeah, like that's not going to work with the league. Just do a little PR run, man. Do a PSA and be good. Like, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Can I add 2 things to your best things?
Please.
Right. So shout out to the Richmond Ivy. They played their last home game this weekend.
It was a 3-0 win.
Yeah, it was fan appreciation. All 3 goals, I do believe, came off headers and really nice setups. But they averaged 4,000 fans, which I thought was really awesome. And seriously, rain or shine, because it was raining and it still showed up, man. So it was awesome to see. And we don't talk a ton of Ivy and kickers, but obviously we support them, and they've been on our airways several times. But just really awesome to see the program, I think, in their second year.
Third year.
Third year. Third year. Is my second year being involved.
Yeah.
But third year and continuously growing and very entertaining. So wanted to shout them out. And then not often that I bring up boxing, but I actually saw a boxing card this weekend that gave me old school vibes. It was really exciting. Every match was a good match. We had some really talented fighters. Ben Whitaker, if you don't know him, he's a light heavyweight fighter from England. Super talented, probably next man up to be like the face of boxing in the sense of like charismatic. He's going to be all over TikTok and YouTube and things like that. Like, he was doing a reel from the ring after his win. So I would imagine he's going to be very, very trendy. Emiliano Vargas. And I'm only saying this name because we talk about the Plumleys having like 20 of them. There's 20 Plumleys. Every generation.
You look
there's
up and you're like, oh, there's a new M Plumley.
That's how I felt with Vargas. I was like, is that Fernando's son? But he's got, I think he's his youngest. He's 22, but he's 17 fights already. He looked good. Wow. But then it was the main event.
A lot of fights.
Yeah, the main event was I'll tell you about how they train later. But the main event was Jerome Boots Ennis, who most of us who follow boxing know him. Mainstream-esque American. He was a welterweight, 147. He moved up to 154. But he fought, I think is Xavier Zayas is his name, a Puerto Rican. And I'm just setting the scene because it just gave me the vibes of like what boxing used to be. Like, you're at Barclays, it's a Puerto Rican fighter. You could throw any if I was Puerto Rican,
they're coming out.
To Barclays,
They're coming out.
This guy's getting cheered so loud that like he's over top of the national anthem. They're still cheering him, right? Because he's Puerto Rican and he's there. And Boots is the American fighter, and he comes in. He's from Philly.
He's getting booed, I bet.
Yeah, he had Jadakiss bring him in, so you would think he'd get like some kind of cheers. Nah, they were booing the crap out of him.
I mean, heck, the Puerto Ricans came out for Jose Alvarado.
First round, he knocked down Zayas, and the whole crowd shifted. And then you hear his fans start getting louder. But it turned out to be a back and forth fight. Boots got hurt around like the second or third round. And then he had a slick uppercut in the 5th round and knocked down Zayas, and he ended up stopping him, I think, at the end of the 6th or early in the 7th, like they threw in the towel. But it was a legitimate battle, and we clown boxing a lot for being soft. It's not MMA, it's not bloody, it's not intense, it's not fast paced. But for this particular weekend, I think they put on a good card, and the rare occasion, I want to give them some flowers.
I think boxing used to be one of the top sports in America. I think it's better than MMA. I think it's better than UFC. I think it's better than all that. I wish they did a better job of like promoting their own sport. Because I'm going to be honest with you here, Alan. Where did you watch it? Is it like on Stars?
It was on DAZN.
Oh, that's right. DAZN, whatever it is. I forgot they have.
But
boxing,
see, my friend,
it's so hard to find boxing.
Yeah. So my core group it's the same guys. It's my homeboy from college and his uncle. We always get together and we watch boxing matches, right? That's like boxing has always been a intimate group setting for me. A small group of friends, we get together and we order pizza and we watch all the card, right? It's this weekend, or sorry, not this weekend, in a couple weeks. BFFC's doing their fight, and I'm gonna be the ring announcer, and that's gonna be my first time being that close to a boxing match.
And you're gonna hear the thump.
Yeah, it's gonna be different, right? Like the MMA experience was different. Like I've seen it on TV. I've never been literally ringside.
And you're like, oh, skin on skin sounds crazy.
Totally different experience. But like just the idea that we have professionals up and coming that I think are going to be highly entertaining. And I know locally we've got some guys who are very entertaining. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in person.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing these guys fight again.
And we'll have some BFFC fighters on later on, I think this week or next week, something like that. So keep it locked right here on Fitz the Bill. Shout out to my barber, Avery. He won his BFFC match.
Was good, man. The guy he fought just didn't know what he was doing.
I was getting a haircut from him, and he was in the middle of his cut. And I was like, bro, are you okay? Should you be cutting my hair right now? And he goes, yeah, I got you. Came out a good haircut. It was a good haircut. And then he won his match. So there we go, Avery. There we go.
He did Muay Thai. He was fine.
All right, let's get a quick break in. Step aside. We'll talk a little Wimbledon coming up next because there's a pretty big name making her return to center court tomorrow. We'll talk about that and more right here on Fitz the Bill.
Fitz the Bill, Richmond's morning sports talk. Back in a moment.
106.1 ESPN on-air interviews presented by the Herman Allen Plumbing Heating and Cooling Hotline with Lennox products that make the air in your home absolutely perfect. Tune in to the Henrico Huddle with Dennis Bickmeyer the last Wednesday of each month afternoons on 106.1 ESPN or updates online at henricosea.com.
Are you suffering from a sports injury, chronic pain, or something that just plain hurts? Ortho Virginia can help get you on the road to recovery. As the state's largest provider of orthopedic care, Ortho Virginia's team of specialists offers surgical and non-surgical treatment options. With 12 offices conveniently located in the Richmond area, visit orthovirginia.com or call 804-915-1910 to discover why at Ortho Virginia, stronger starts here.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Summertime in RVA means one thing. Golf season is here. If you're looking for the perfect golf course, head over to Queenfield Golf Club, located just a few minutes east of Mechanicsville. Queenfield offers a beautifully secluded 18-hole course, spacious driving range, and professionally maintained practice greens and bunkers. Schedule your tee time today by calling 804-769-8838 or reserve a spot online at queenfieldgolf.com. And make Queenfield Golf Club your new favorite course.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Brian Windhorst back on the program. Does Stephen A. know you're in his office?
No.
Now he does.
We were going to be doing this in the studio, but there was something wrong with the lighting. We said, hey, do you think Stephen A. would mind? And there were 3 people, and they all kind of gave different looks. So if you see me on the street, you'll know what happened.
Understood. Brian, thanks for the time and for putting everything at risk.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus. If you want to talk Braves baseball,
here comes some late-night dynamite here at Truist Park.
There's only one place in town to turn for all the action. 106.1 ESPN, bringing you nonstop Braves action all season long.
High in the air, deep to left field. That's a long gone daddy.
Presented by our friends at Park and Go. 106.1 ESPN traffic.
We're seeing some merging delays heading north on 195 between Laburnum Avenue and Bryanburg Interchange.
Just be aware of some backup heading north on 295 between Knuckles Road and 64 West End. And there's been an accident on 95 heading northbound at 64, causing delays backing up from Bells Road.
No national voices, no syndicated takes, just Richmond's own morning sports talk. Fits the bill on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Welcome back. Back in Fitz the bill on this Monday morning. Man, this feels like Wimbledon. Feels like grass.
I don't know, man. I might be a wet blanket on the Wimbledon thing.
I kind of am. Well, here's a good thing. Serena's making her return. That's the big news. Serena makes her return tomorrow on center court. Her first singles match in nearly 4 years. She officially announced she was coming back on June 1, and she's back. She has a winnable match as well. She's been playing some doubles action with her sister Venus. She played at the HSBC Championships where she won a match. She played at the Berlin Open, and now she's accepted a singles wild card here at Wimbledon where she'll play tomorrow on center court against Maya Joint, and she'll also play doubles alongside Venus. The two sisters combined for 21 titles at Wimbledon. She said she doesn't need to win, doesn't have anything to prove, is most motivated by competing with her daughters, watching courtside.
Yeah, see, that's my problem. And I'm.
Is it because she's taking a spot from someone who does want to win a little bit more? Like, what's your problem with it?
My problem is that's not the Serena I grew up watching and loving. That's not my Serena.
Well,
I don't want a docile Serena.
But I think here's the thing. I think the second she has her first serve,
I hope so.
She's gonna just.
I hope so, because you do yourself more harm than good. If you are an apex athlete, you always compete at the highest level. You take it so serious. When you come back and it's just happy-go-lucky, man, and you're still in these competitive situations.
Yes, you're in Wimbledon.
Yeah, like you risk injury for one, because you're going to exert yourself more than what you're willing to do, and then secondly, it's not a good watch for most people, right? It's not a good watch for your fans. I don't want to remember Serena as somebody that hung around too long.
Like MJ.
Yeah.
I don't want to remember MJ in a Wizards jersey.
Like any all-time great, man. Any all-time great. Like, we're watching Aaron Rodgers do the same thing. He's just deteriorating right before our eyes.
Oh, don't tell Matt that. Matt put him in his top 10.
I'm just saying, like,
I will hold Matt's feet to the fire on that for the rest of the season.
I respect that she's coming back for her daughter. I respect that she's at a level that she could actually still do that. Because, I mean, I'm sure if Tiger was in the situation, he would have done the same thing. He want to come back and play for Charlie and things like that.
And Tiger will come back whenever.
And Tiger should retire too, or move on.
Wrecking cars.
Go play somewhere else.
Yeah, Tiger's got.
I'm like, Serena, go do pickleball. Everybody else is doing it. Like, if you're not here to really win,
yo, she'd be nasty in pickleball.
She would. But if she's not here to win, it's Wimbledon, man. It's Wimbledon.
You didn't kind of throw a little wet blanket on Serena.
I know, that's what I said, but it's just my opinion. It's probably not a popular opinion. But
I think
it's the highest level.
I think the second she serves it, she'll be locked in.
Could you imagine somebody coming back for like any other championship and being like, well, I'm just happy to be here. You know, it's not really that big of a deal. Like, we give these concessions to people to play in the Masters, right? Like, I don't want to see them if they're not there to win.
What was it, VJ Singh every year?
Yeah, there's always like somebody who's won a green jacket gets in or whatever.
Yeah, you get lifetime.
Yeah.
You get in. If you win a green jacket, you're always in the Masters. You can play whatever year you want.
But I don't want to see it.
VJ Singh literally every year is like, I might as well tee it up. And it's like, brother, you have played this course so many times. How do you not luck into making the cut at least once every 5 years? VJ Singh, I think, has always missed the cut like the last decade.
If she's here just to be, in front of her daughters and play, it's not going to go over well.
I think she's downplaying it. Like, if I can get it,
she's downplaying.
I think if I can get into the minus Serena, and you're right, take it for face value. Like, this is what she's saying, but also at the same time, she is an apex predator. She's the best tennis player we have ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, I think she'll step between the lines, and like, this is all her trying to downplay it because she knows what she's trying to accomplish is really hard. And there is a potential where things go poorly. So let's not hype it up and be like, I'm going to win this whole thing. But then, like, let's downplay it a little bit. I'm here for the kids. And I'd
rather you come in and say I'm here to win. Because when I hear I'm here for the kids, if I'm in the quarterfinals and Serena's just here for the kids, I'm amped, man. I'm on 200%.
But also, if you're in the quarterfinals at Wimbledon and Serena has said she's only here for the kids, and she's made it that far, doesn't that make you feel a little nervous? You're like,
I would be
crap.
I mean, in my mind, you're big game hunting at this point.
You're like Sabalenka, and you're like, here we go. And you're like, you look across, and you're like, she's only here for her kids, and she's made it this far.
I'll give you an example. I just talked about Boots in this. He wants to fight Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's like, nah, I'm done, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if Terrence comes back. That's big game hunting for the person that wants that because they can get your name on their resume. And if you're coming back just for the giggles, basically, it's not a good look, man, in competition. Yeah. It's just not a good look.
You're right. But Wimbledon is starting today. Serena plays tomorrow on center court. I can't stress that. Her wild card is on center court.
But Serena, man.
Where does Wimbledon rank among like sporting events for you? Not like take out the Super Bowl, take out the World Series, like these more national. Like you can include the Masters in this. Like my top 5 of like events that are similar to this in my mind: the World Cup. We've got that going on. That is number 1 because you just see what it means to all of these nations. The Masters is number 2. I don't watch golf on Thursday and Friday. I follow along with the leaderboard. I'm tuning in on moving day on Saturday. On Sunday, I'm watching my bets. How are they doing? But the Masters, I am watching Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They televised the par 3 competition.
Man, hello, friends.
Yeah, right? We're all stuck.
Wimbledon's number 3 for me. This might be weird, but the Tour de France is so much fun to watch. That's another one where I'll just throw it up on the TV and just have the beautiful scenes of it all just kind of like rolling through. And the Kentucky Derby is number 5.
So I would put the Kentucky Derby in front of Wimbledon for me.
You've also been there.
Yeah, for obvious reasons. Wimbledon's number 4. You know what? Number 5 for me, I'm not the Tour de France guy anymore. The hockey one, the Four Nations.
Oh, Four Nations.
Yeah,
that's a
Four
good
Nations is like Four Nations just bogarted their way into the top.
They threw a couple bows and they're like, all right, guys.
I watched it one time. I was like, this is absolutely amazing.
Well, when the Americans fought the Canadians before the at
legitimate
drop,
beef,
like that is what we're here for.
We're here for an international competition and the trophy, but you disrespected my country, so we got to fight. Square up. Forget the game. We're here to fight.
And now those brothers are on the same team. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more fights.
But the beef wasn't real because one of them was playing in Canada, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not real beef.
It's all fake.
Yeah.
If there was real beef, he would have demanded a trade right after the fight.
Or they would have traded him for the sake of Canada.
On the ice, he would have grabbed the mic somehow, some way, someone's mic, and been like, I need out of Ottawa.
Maybe that's maturity, though, because I feel like we would have taken that personally and shipped him somewhere completely out of the country, whereas the Canadians are like, look, at the end of the day, it's a domestic cup. We're here to win.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, he's our best player.
Yeah, we kind of do want to still win the Stanley Cup.
Exactly.
I'd have been Stanley Cup be damned. You out of here.
America, we've been like, you're going to the Toronto Raptors.
You're not going to disrespect my nation.
Speaking of the Toronto Raptors, we've got a headline that involves them and Kawhi Leonard. Could a reunion be coming? That's coming up next.
Fitz the Bill, Richmond's morning sports talk show. Don't go far.
Golf season is here. Whether it's your first round of the year or the next round, make sure you're playing it at Hunting Hawk Golf Club. We're offering special pricing this summer on outings for civic organizations, churches, kids' athletic teams, or your own special fundraiser. Also, now is the time to start signing up for your fall golf outings. For more information or to book a tee time, give us a call at 804-749-1900 or visit online at huntinghawkgolf.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
1061 ESPN on-air interviews presented by the Herman Allen Plumbing Heating and Cooling Hotline with Lennox products that make the air in your home absolutely perfect.
RVA has the international soccer fever, and the perfect spot to catch every match and enjoy great food is at La Playa Mexican Restaurant. Plenty of high-def, big-screen TVs showing every tournament game with daily happy hour specialty drinks and chef-inspired menu specials. La Playa is a dining experience where the rich culinary traditions of Mexico meet the freshest seafood served daily. 2617 West Broad Street in the Fan. Dine in or order online at LaPlayaRVA.com and let the games begin.
This is advertising material. Dump trucks, delivery vans, tankers, 18-wheelers, 35 types of commercial vehicles share the road with you every day. When one hits you, trust me, the company's lawyers are already moving. You should be too. Over $2 billion recovered. Alexander Schnarr trial attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 877-222-6666 or visit alexwins.law for your free case evaluation. Don't wait. alexwins.law. This is advertising material. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Philip George's licensed attorney in Virginia is responsible for legal work. Office is located in Norfolk.
The Rich Eisen Show.
We have some breaking news out of Cleveland Browns.
Here it comes. And Maria, I see.
Breaking news.
Dylan Gabriel's wearing number 6. Oh, rocking the look he has to have because somebody took his number.
I told you, it's like Friday, man. He Debo'd that. Debo took Red's bike. Verse took Gabriel's number.
Just took it.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays from noon to 3 Eastern on ESPN Radio, ESPN Plus, and on Disney Plus.
106.1 ESPN weather.
We're expecting mostly sunny skies today with some high humidity. Highs will be reaching 85 degrees later this afternoon, with lows dropping down tonight to 65. And temperatures will be warming up throughout the week, with highs reaching in the hundreds.
Richmond wanted local sports talk in the morning, and we fits the bill. Back now on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. News.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Or snooze.
News or snooze this morning. We've got a mixed bag here. Let's see. I apologize to everybody. It's Monday, man. I am so slow this morning. Here we go. Hornets tear down continues as Charlotte trades veteran Bridges to Suns.
This is very newsworthy. Mainly because I get the Miles Bridges trade, right? Like, this is a guy that he missed a year and a half of basketball because he pled no contest, something like that, to a pretty heinous charge when it came to domestic violence. Like, Miles Bridges just kind of not an overall good guy. So I don't hate the trade. Also, from a basketball standpoint, the team this past season in 77 games played had a better net rating with him off the court. So good riddance to Miles Bridges. You send a 2029 first-round pick, the least favorable between Charlotte, Utah, Cleveland, or Minnesota in 2029. You also send a 2027 second-rounder. The Suns are giving you Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, and a 2033 unprotected first-round pick. That's a pretty good haul for essentially salary dumping Miles Bridges. Now, the LaMelo trade, I still have questions on, but over the weekend, like, you can convince me that that was a good move if you think LaMelo won't be healthy again to the point that he was this past year, right? And, like, who has the most information on a player? The team that is trading him away, right? Like, they know things that the Timberwolves didn't know. They know things that we don't. We hope they do, right?
Because I remember the Mavericks said that Luka was out of shape.
The Mavericks don't count. The Mavericks are the most poorly run franchise.
I was like, sometimes it doesn't work quite like you think.
They were idiotic, but they're the exception that proves the rule. That they're just dumb. Like, you got to imagine the Hornets know maybe the ankles of LaMelo won't hold up, whatever it might be. So I can kind of get behind that. I'm still questioning LaMelo. It's just a bummer. You lose the face of your franchise. Miles Bridges trade, though, get him out of there. You get a good return back. Newsworthy, though, because this teardown is now happening after they were the best team in basketball over the final 2 months.
Wasn't that a little too steep, though?
What do you mean?
Like, didn't they trade like first round picks and stuff like that?
The Hornets?
Yeah.
They traded a 2029 first rounder, but it's the least favorable between Charlotte, Utah, Cleveland, or Minnesota.
Okay.
So they have a couple of picks in 2029. It's the worst pick they have in 2029. And then they get back an unprotected first in 2033, which I know we're talking about 2033, which is miles and miles.
Somebody said they must have a crystal ball that can see into the future.
But like they didn't lose in terms of looking over their next decade of basketball. They didn't lose a first round pick. They got a better first round pick just a little bit more down the road. And man, they created some salary space. I think they're going to go and get Jaylen Brown. I think they are the Jaylen Brown destination.
We will see. Kyle Schwarber sets Phil's mark with MLB best 30th home.
I remember the first time I hit 30 home runs in 2017, and I always felt like that was kind of like a cool number that you want to get to, and very fortunate to get to this point this early, but it's not something that I truly focus on. I think it's just more the fact of trying to take care of bats, having quality bats, and trying to help any way possible those guys on the field and help them win.
Snooze with.
That man's a liar. He doesn't pay attention to that. He doesn't care about that.
He does.
His whole playing approach is swinging for homers.
I was about to say he doesn't pay attention to that. Well, he only hits them.
When you first came into the league and you were with the Cubs, I agree.
Yes.
But when you left the Cubs,
and you became just arguably the best power hitter in baseball. Like
especially from the leadoff position. Brother, come on now.
But
your launch angle says that's a lie.
217th home run with the Phillies. Breaks a tie with Jimmy Rollins for 9th most in franchise history. Schwarber is tied with Cy Williams for 8th. If Schwarber currently keeps up this pace, which is highly unlikely, but if he does,
don't you do it,
he could end the season 5th on the Philadelphia Phillies all-time home run list.
Right. You didn't say the B word because, man, if I hear one more person say this man might tie Barry Bonds or pass Barry Bonds,
no.
Yo, cut it out, man.
I ain't touching that. He could reach Sammy Sosa's number of I think 3rd most in a single season, but whatever.
That's fine. Just the Barry thing got to stop.
He now has 6 straight seasons, though, of at least 30 home runs. The longest active streak in the majors, 8th overall, most among active players. He's a really good power hitter. And it was on display over the weekend. It's been on display all season. Just 84 games into the season, he's already hit 30 home runs. Really, really impressive pace from Kyle Schwarber. But yeah, that soundbite was absolutely hilarious. I don't really pay attention to that kind of thing. I don't know, man. You're either swinging for the fences or striking out.
Yeah, I know exactly. You're literally all or nothing. Kawhi on the move. Leonard linked in trade rumors.
Newsworthy. Time to throw a wet blanket on this. He's not going to Toronto. These are all rumors. There's an NBA investigation going on with Kawhi Leonard right now. I don't know if they're going to allow him to be traded. If we're being brutally honest, right? There was cap circumvention involved, that aspiration deal that Pablo Torre finds out, reported on. I mean, I think it's been no joke, a 15-part series over the last NBA season on Kawhi Leonard and the Los Angeles Clippers. Mark Stein and Jake Fisher of the Stein line suggest that Dallas is another team that is in the running to get Kawhi, but it's not a viable landing spot. But the Mavericks have expressed interest. Toronto seems to be the team linked with Leonard the most, in part because of the reported willingness that Kawhi has to sign an extension with the Raptors. However, and this is why it's newsworthy, there have been just as many contrary reports saying that Kawhi doesn't want to sign an extension in Toronto. Would Toronto be willing to get a guy on a 1-year rental, maybe to help him win a championship? When have they done that in the past with a guy with the initials KL?
I mean, it's happened before.
Worked out. It worked out real well for him.
Greatest meme of all time. Team extremely excited. Kawhi pointing, go to the court. But also, man, I am sad to say that the Warriors have turned into the Miami Heat. They're linked to every big name.
Oh, yeah, the Warriors are also
ain't making no moves whatsoever.
They're linked to, have you heard who else they're linked to?
Oh, my God, it was AD and
and
somebody else. LeBron, yeah.
The rumors now, if they're maybe in on Kawhi, and then there's rumors, too, that they're going to try and lure Anthony Davis to Golden State.
Why?
Even though he's under contract.
Yeah, why?
But maybe it's a trade that you send your young Yaxel Lendenborg. I don't know. I don't know. If I'm the Wizards, I'm saying no to it because
Yaxel isn't gonna he's not doing anything for them.
No. But you've got them doing that, and they're like, then maybe we can sign LeBron in free agency because he's an unrestricted free agent. I don't know where they're getting the cap space after they signed Al Horford to the 2-year deal.
Money ain't no problem out there.
Golden State is crazy. Detroit's another
It's
team.
a Golden State. They got money, bro.
Yeah, the cap says otherwise.
The luxury tax says, hey, whatever is needed to win this championship.
Second apron rules say, all right, but then you mortgage everything in the future. You lose your first round draft pick.
Worth it.
Detroit could be a fun team for Kawhi. They were rumored to maybe go out and get him. They did just they dumped Isaiah Stewart.
You know, I
haven't re-signed Jalen Duren.
I would push back on that, but he did play in San Antonio. So
literally.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, he's not going from LA to
He's
Detroit.
played in San Antonio, Toronto, and Los Angeles. One of these things just doesn't belong here. The big market. Yeah. He's going to a small market.
That's weird.
But Kawhi on the move, sure. Hey. But it's just all rumors. And it's for every rumor saying he is going somewhere, there's a rumor saying he's not going somewhere.
Come back to San Antonio.
No.
Come back to San Antonio.
They don't need him. Could you imagine Wemby and Kawhi on the same roster?
They would be telepathic.
Honestly, yeah. They'd probably go to like a telepathy.
I will take Kawhi 100 times over De'Aaron Fox. That's the news I'm waiting. That's the news I'm waiting to hear. Where are they going to do with Fox? He cannot touch
him.
No,
they're going to keep him.
Man, mutiny, rebel.
If he ain't traded by now, they're keeping De'Aaron Fox.
Mitch or Fox gotta go. One or the other.
That's one of the other. Yes, has to go. But Mitch Johnson does not need to go.
The blame game says one or the other has to go.
And San Antonio, one of the most patient franchises in the league, in all of sports, is not firing their coach after making to the NBA Finals.
All that. Ain't got time for it.
I'm just saying.
The Knicks won a championship, Jack.
Okay.
People need to take this more seriously. Everybody's just happy-go-lucky, acting like we didn't just see that
San
happen.
Antonio said we're gonna keep Wemby on a minutes restriction for the first 2.5 years of his career, so that we have him 10 years from now. They are the most long-sighted organization in all of sports.
When they get their rings, wait till you see how obnoxious that fan base is going to be next year.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna look. Mark it down. We're gonna be November, like the first week of November, and I'm gonna be back on Mitch Johnson and Fox. Gotta go. Because I'm going to get mad all over again looking at it.
Mitch Johnson.
It's your fault.
Mitch Johnson won't give him one more year. He enters next season on the hot seat, but you got to get rid of De'Aaron Fox. But it looks like they're not going to. Maybe that's who Charlotte goes out and gets. Maybe they go out and trade De'Aaron Fox. Bro. I don't know. Charlotte just has so much cap space. They've got that massive trade exception, and they've got a glaring hole at point guard. I know they signed Kobe White to that extension, but I don't know if Kobe White's necessarily the solution at point guard. I think you need a little bit more depth there. All right, let's get a quick break in. Back in wrapping up hour number 1.
Looking for the perfect golf course? Check out RVA's best kept secret, Queenfield Golf Club, just a few minutes past Mechanicsville. Reserve your tee time today at queenfieldgolf.com.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. You play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control, all on one platform. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Horse racing is back, and it's time to get ready for another Triple Crown season. Get the latest from the industry every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 with Off to the Races on 106.1 ESPN. Presented by The Racing Biz. Nick Hahn and Frank Vespi bring you their insight and knowledge, talking with the people making the headlines, including jockeys, trainers, and owners. Plus, get the expert picks each week, including a visit by Derby Bill Watson. It's Off to the Races each Saturday morning at 10 on 106.1 ESPN, streaming live on the iHeartRadio app. Richmond's morning sports conversation continues. Fitz the Bill. Back now on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Back in here, wrapping up hour number 1 of this Monday edition of Fitz the Bill. Have you seen this Josh Hart quote that's been going around, I don't know, the last 24, 36 hours around Twitter? He was on his podcast with Jalen Brunson, the Roommates Pod is what it's called. And he said, quote, analytics are for geeky, unathletic white guys that wanted to be part of the league but couldn't. Yeah. Yikes.
That's not true, buddy.
That's not true at all. And also, everyone, the biggest pushback from this, I mean, there's been a lot of different pushbacks, but one of the biggest pushbacks is that Josh Hart has his role on the New York Knicks because analytics say he is actually one of the more valuable players.
Changed the game because analytics let everybody know, hey, 3 points is better than 2, more so than you know.
And defense is actually an important part of the game because Josh Hart, as we all know, unreliable shooter, not the best offensive player, but he's so good defensively that the analytics say he actually prevents points, which is equal to creating points. So he should be on the floor.
This entire generation is analytics.
Also,
brother, their entire run is analytics because of Cat.
Cat,
that was an analytical move.
Their entire team is built around analytics.
Yeah.
And well, like you have all analytics, which is Daryl Morey, right? And that has failed spectacularly everywhere he goes. The Knicks have been built around analytics and chemistry, which is why they went out. They got Bridges, Hart, and Brunson. You got the Nova Knicks going on.
And Rays.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to my previous comment in the last segment. Mitch or Fox. This is their fault. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. He'd be quiet as a church mouse if he didn't win that championship. Now he's an expert.
Who are you getting rid of? It's Fox, right? Like you're getting rid of Fox.
It's got to be Fox.
So the question, you can't ask the question Mitch or Fox. You just got to ask the question.
No, because there was hesitation when I said Fox. So it's either or. Somebody got to go.
They haven't traded him yet.
I know.
There's been a deluge of trades.
Somebody has to go.
He's not even rumored to be in the trades.
Somebody has to go.
Because he's untradeable because of that contract. Are you paying $55 million for a guy who's maybe at the lowest point in his career over 4 years?
I would personally, if I had the money, I would pay him not to play.
I mean, that's crazy.
I would Ayuk him.
No, that almost. Oh my!
I would Ayuk him.
Ayuk, another guy who's making his thoughts known, saying that it was his. I love this. Ayuk said that it is his agent's fault that the things went south with the San Francisco 49ers.
True at all, buddy.
Which, sure, it might be true for, I don't know, the first week of it, but then you kept it going. And he just posted a 3-minute long YouTube video the other day talking about how John Lynch visited him at his home.
When they drafted him, they didn't even want to play him that first year, man. Like Ayuk cut his teeth because we had no choice but to play him, and then he was good in the system, and he made Garoppolo significantly better, and so they had to use him, but they never really gelled. Like with the staff, with Shanahan, with the powers that be. I don't think he ever really worked for them.
Ayuk started his career in the doghouse.
Yeah.
He was in and out of the doghouse his entire time with San Francisco. He said in his 3.5-minute long video that he posted to YouTube, he insisted that his relationship with the 49ers will never be repaired.
Of course not.
He has no plans to return back to the team facilities.
We don't want you back.
He said, quote, "We is not cool. We won't be cool.
Yeah.
And I will never be stepping in that building outside of October 19th, a reference to when the 49ers host the Washington Commanders on Monday Night Football."
So since we have this understanding, shut up.
I just genuinely, and I know we've talked about this a lot, I don't get, Ayuk is crazy, and he's been doing a lot to try and force his way out of San Francisco. San Francisco has backed themselves into a corner, and now they're equally to blame throughout all of this. Just cut him.
Yeah, well,
you're not getting anything back trade value-wise for him because you said yourself, Mr. Lynch, he's not playing another snap in the San Francisco 49ers jersey. Then trade him.
It's a dumb situation, but only one person is looking dumb right now, and that's because he won't be quiet. If he just sit down and don't say anything, then everybody would pile on the Niners because it's really dumb on their part.
He should have 2 plans to return back to the team facility on October 19th when it's Monday Night Football, and also the first day of training camp, because if he goes to training camp, he gets paid, and it forces the 49ers to cut him. Those are the 2 times he should report back to the team facility. But heck, his key card might not even work because of everything he's been saying. It's a crazy situation. Hour 2 coming up, World Cup Corner to kick us off. Stay with us. 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Fits the bill.
1061 ESPN on-air interviews presented by the Herman Allen Plumbing Heating and Cooling Hotline with Lennox products that make the air in your home absolutely perfect.
4th of July savings are happening now at the Home Depot with select appliances starting at $398. Plus, get free delivery on appliance purchases of $398 or more, no membership required. Upgrade your kitchen with a modern and sleek GE Profile refrigerator featuring hands-free autofill for the perfect pour every time. And make laundry day easier with 2-in-1 washer-dryer combo innovation that completes laundry in about 90 minutes. Shop top brand appliances now at the Home Depot. Offer valid June 17th to July at US only. See store online for details.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Hey, I'm not one to say I told you so, but do you remember last year when I told you that Pure Talk was hands down the best wireless company that I'd ever used? Well, some of you were skeptical, but Consumer Reports just asked 120,000 people to rate every wireless company in America, including the big boys. Well, guess which company was the only company to get 5 stars in every category? Yeah, Pure Talk. Coverage, support, value, data. 5 stars across the board. No service contracts, no cancellation fees, just great U.S. customer service on a crazy fast 5G network for a fraction of what you've been paying. I'm not going to say I told you so, but I will encourage you one more time to dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to a 5-star American wireless company that won't let you down. Pure Talk.
Your home for Richmond Spiders athletics all year round. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 1061 ESPN. You're listening to the second hour of Fitz the Bill on 1061 ESPN.
Welcome in ESPN Richmond on this Monday morning, hour number 2. Appreciate you for making us part of your day. We are streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. If you want to watch, just type in ESPN Richmond. We'll pop right on up. Like, comment, subscribe to be part of the show. You can also be part of the show by calling or texting into the Radkey Insurance phone line, 804-327-0888, radkeyinsurance.com to get started on your free quote today. A question that I was toying around with in hour number 1, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, and it goes all the way back to the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox won a World Series in the 2010s. They've won 2 in the 2010s, in 2013 and 2018. Haven't done anything yet in the 2020s. But essentially, would you rather be like the Boston Red Sox, where you win a World Series, let's say once a decade, but then for the other 8-9 years in that decade, you're kind of an afterthought. You're not really ever too much of a championship contender, but you do get that championship once every decade? Or would you rather be like, and I apologize here, Alan, would you rather be kind of like the San Francisco 49ers, where you're always a bridesmaid, never a bride, but you're getting invited to the championship? You're getting invited to the. Which would you rather?
I can answer that for you, because again, people always bring up the failures of squads on a regular basis. But if you can interject and say in between those failures, you got a championship, that stops the conversation right there.
I agree with you. I'm on your side. I'd rather have a championship once a decade than and that's kind of
what's the rebuttal? Well, you've been terrible for the other 9 years. You only got 1 ring. And then you ask them,
how many you got?
Yeah. And then they'll be like, well, we haven't won since, 94, 95-ish.
Yeah. And you're like, well, then shut up.
Yeah, exactly.
You have no leg to stand. Honestly, as a Seattle Seahawks fan, I've got the best of both worlds, because when they're not winning Super Bowls, they're typically in the conversation to make the playoffs, and they're pretty fun.
It's nice to be consistent enough to be contenders, but at some point it gets stale. Yeah. It really does. It gets stale if you don't win one. And then in the process of not winning for the Niners has been even worse. And I'm not trying to make this like a soapbox, but I'm trying to put this into
You have
perspective.
your heart ripped out.
No, because people think I'm overreacting or I'm exaggerating.
It is overreaction
Put
Monday.
yourself in the shoes of a competitor. Don't just take the Niners fandom out of it. You're a competitor. You go up against an opponent 10 times in the championship and you lose to them every single time, right? There's somebody behind you that's also a competitor, but they're not quite on your level. And in the 11th time, that person beats you, and then they beat the other person to be the champion.
Talking about the Eagles?
I'm talking about the Eagles. I'm talking about the Rams. I'm talking about the Seahawks. I've watched these teams that the Niners have consistently over the last decade been better performers, win championships. And at some point, the Eagles actually passed the Niners and became the team in the NFC to beat. And the Niners have fallen.
And
we
Rams,
went from being the team to beat to being like fourth, maybe.
You're third in your own division now.
Yeah, exactly.
The Seahawks and Rams are betting favorites.
And people are telling me that I'm overreacting, that I'm ungrateful. We got Kyle Shanahan. We got Christian McCaffrey. We've had them.
I'm in your boat. I think Kyle Shanahan should be. You're talking about it. Should it be Mitch Johnson or De'Aaron Fox? It should be Kyle Shanahan gone. It's not even a question.
It's not you want him fired because he's not good. You need something to change because he's not good enough. It's Mike Brown and Thibodeau, right? Thibodeau was not good enough.
It's Mark Jackson and it's Steve Kerr.
Yeah, like you get a guy. Sometimes they're not good. They're good, but they're not good enough.
It's granted this one isn't as similar of an analogy, but it's Andy Reid to Doug Peterson. There's a couple of coaches in there,
which is wild to say. But Andy couldn't get his game management right. He wasn't good enough.
Andy couldn't win a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. They moved off of arguably the best coach in franchise history, and then what was it? Chip Kelly right after that. Then Doug Peterson.
Yeah, that was
something like that. There was a little blip on there, but then Doug Peterson came in and won a dang Super Bowl with Nick Foles.
Yeah. Again, you get guys who are just not good enough, and
I'm in the camp. Fire Kyle Shanahan. If the guy cannot get you over the hump, what's the point of hitting your head against the wall time and time and time again? What's the definition of insanity?
And I would imagine if you went back to the Bills days when they went to 4 Super Bowls and lost all 4, if you'd have asked them at least one time if they wanted to move off Mark with the idea that they could win a championship, they would have done it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like that, you played to win that championship.
All right, Herm Edwards, you played to win the game.
Like, that's the whole point,
Hello?
is the championship. So, yeah, it buys you time. You could be terrible for 9 years if you win one, but, like, you got to win one.
Yeah. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. One of the best all-time sound bites out there. Turning our attention over to the World Cup corner, 106.1 ESPN's coverage of the FIFA World Cup is presented by Star Hill Beer Hall and Rooftop. Catch all the action from their rooftop while enjoying a cold craft brew. Brought to you in part by Shepherd Street Tavern, your neighborhood spot for great food and drinks. La Playa Mexican Restaurant, serving up authentic flavors and fresh margaritas in Texas Roadhouse in Midlothian, where you can gear up for the match with legendary hand-cut steaks and fall off the bone ribs. Before we turn our attention fully to the World Cup and update our no-bet list, solidify, really, the no-bet list heading into the knockout round, we're going to head on out to the Radkey Insurance phone line. Dolphin Dave out there. Good morning, Dolphin Dave. How we doing?
Hey, gentlemen. Good morning. Happy Monday. A couple of real quick things. You just did a commercial for a place. Can I plug it also, or is that a no-no?
Sure, Dolphin Dave. That'll go a long ways for us. We'll cut this and send it to him.
Star Hill Brewery is the one place my daughter insists on going and bringing my granddaughter. Being able to look out the fence, look out off the balcony and everything like that. She comes into town because she's married and she lives out of town. But just Star Hill Brewery is the one thing that she insists that we go to. So just want to toss that out to you. And it's a really cool place. I've had some very, very good brews there and some very good times there. So I just want to toss that out.
Love it.
Listen. The thing with Kyle Shanahan, and of course, you got to remember, you're talking to a guy whose team is a perennial mediocrity for a very, very long time. Who do you get? I mean, he's gotten you almost to the promised land. He's not gone over the hump. There can't be that many guys out there that could take this team better than Kyle Shanahan and get him over the hump. I mean, yes, I'd be frustrated by now if I didn't have any Super Bowls, but I'm frustrated now. I don't have any wins in 20 years as far as the playoffs are concerned. So that's one of the things I want to say. You can toss out names and stuff like that, but you know what? There's a good team out there, and I don't know about Kyle Shanahan, but I always thought he was a good coach. So I want to toss it out for 2 seconds. And then one other thing is this is totally off the wall, is the fact that the Knicks will get their rings. And I've always felt sorry for the guy that was on like a team that's a championship and that had to fly back for the ceremony because they got traded. I always thought it'd be deep that, let's still be in uniform at least for that year to get my ring. But that's all I wanted to say.
Appreciate you calling in, Dolphin Dave. I think your call dropped at the perfect time as you're wrapping things up.
I did not turn him off. I swear. I swear.
Where the question is on Dolphin Dave, and I think it's a question that a lot of people ask all the time, and I'm going to throw it over to you, Alan, because it's who do you get if you fire Kyle Shanahan? Who do you get? And it's flawed logic when you are asking that question, because it's the same question the Seattle Seahawks asked when there was conversations of, well, who are you going to get? Pete Carroll's the most successful coach in franchise history. Who are you going to get? Well, they got Mike McDonald. They won a Super Bowl in year 2. Andy Reid, I keep bringing that one up, but like, who do you get if you're the Eagles? You just got rid of him. Granted, who they got was wrong, but then if you have a good front office in place, which I think the 49ers do, maybe John Lynch is the issue.
They do not.
But like, you got to imagine, like, they're going to make the right hire. You have to trust that the team would make the right hire when getting off of a great coach like Kyle Shanahan.
It takes everything in me to be so close to the Commanders and not go up to Adam Peters and be like, look, man, could you just come home, please? I get it. You are the brains of the operation. You are so much better than John Lynch. But who do you get? Like, well, here's the thing, Dolphin Dave, and this is from the Niners' perspective. Kyle Shanahan was hired February 6th of 2017.
Yep.
McVay was hired January of 2017. McVay has a Super Bowl since then, right?
Yep.
And McVay's situation was not nearly as good as Kyle Shanahan's situation when he came in. So he's already rebuilt, and he's back again in contention in a role that honestly many think the Rams are better than the Niners coming into this season. That's kind of a black eye. You look at the Seahawks. The Seahawks have been through a couple coaches since Kyle Shanahan took over.
This is their second.
Yeah, and a couple as in 2.
Yeah.
Yes. But they got a championship. I'm sure they were like, well, who do we go to? Who do we go to? And the Eagles that I already mentioned as well, not directly related to the division, but they have established themselves as the supreme team of the NFC. They have also been through coaching changes since Kyle got hired and have won Super Bowls. Two,
right?
2.
Doug Peterson. When did Doug Peterson win his? Doug Peterson won his in 2018. So it was that
the
season.
year after he got hired.
And then they fired him, brought in Nick Sirianni, and Sirianni, who has been to 2 and has won 1.
Yeah.
So the question is, well, who do you go out and get?
There's somebody out there that can get this team over the hump, and it might not look the same in the sense of like maybe the same people and things like that, but it's apparent that Kyle Shanahan has not been good enough. And if your goal as a franchise is to quest for 6
Super Bowls,
you're gonna need to find a coach that can win you a Super Bowl. The Steelers, similar situation. At some point, it gets stale. At some point, you get tired of not getting over the hump when the goal is to get that championship. And in the Steelers case, thankfully, the Bengals, Ravens, and Browns haven't won Super Bowls during that time. But God forbid if they actually did, it would have expedited the Tomlin situation like way quicker.
And the key to it all too is like you have to be smart about what your next move is going to be. And then you have to have a quick reaction. You have to realize very quickly, like maybe this is me being a Steelers hater, but like you're going to realize pretty quickly on that Mike McCarthy is not the answer in Pittsburgh. And you're going to have to move off of him pretty quickly. And then you're going to have to hire someone else, which is what the Eagles have done. But like, even in the case of some other of the Buffalo Bills, right? Like Sean McDermott wasn't getting them over the hump. Yeah. They make the move. It's Joe Brady now. Brady's going to be on a short leash. He's going to have 1 to 2 years. If he doesn't prove that he's capable of taking him to the Super Bowl or show flashes of it, the Buffalo Bills need to move off of him and move on. And like the ultimate goal is to win championships in whatever sport you are playing. And if your coach has proven that he cannot win you Super Bowls, he cannot win you championships, you've got to be quick with that next move.
The year that Shanahan, so like to put it in the McDermott perspective, McDermott was fired because the window couldn't have been any wider for him to win a Super Bowl. Like, seriously, it couldn't have gotten any easier.
Mahomes isn't there. Burrow's not there. Lamar's been hurt.
Everybody's gone. Yes.
And you lose to
that was the Niners the year that the Rams won the Super Bowl. It couldn't have gotten any easier for the Niners. And you're playing a team that you routinely beat. Kyle Shanahan has a phenomenal record against guys who've coached under him.
Yep.
Like, it's the most advantageous situation of all time for a team that was a perennial Super Bowl contender at the time and they lost. And then you go to get to the Super Bowl and it's the Bengals, the young Bengals, the baby Bengals. Like, it's not even Patrick Mahomes. The boogeyman's gone and they still lost, right? Like, this is every time I watch somebody get around Patrick Mahomes, I get even more upset because it's like those are the windows that for the Niners they need to get there. Because the 2 times that they've been to the Super Bowl, I always say it's really just because it's Mahomes. Mahomes magic has killed them twice. But like, you can't sit by and keep watching your divisional teams, especially win Super Bowls on your run, and look at your team every year and ask, why is that not us when we had the head start? When we started on third base, why are we still stuck on third and everybody else is trotting home? Like that's just the conversation that's going to be had. And maybe I'm ahead of it, but I guarantee you if the Niners don't make a good run this year, we're going to be one of millions of voices that's ready to move on from Kyle Shanahan. And I've been saying it for 2 years now.
Yeah.
So it's the business. You're in the business of winning football games. You're in the business when you inherit a franchise like the Niners or any of these other like big franchises like the Steelers. You're in the business of winning Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's your end goal. And if your coach is not getting you there, then you should move off of them. And guess what? You're not losing anything if the next coach that you hire also does not win you a Super Bowl, right?
1 step back, 2 steps forward.
Like, oh, who do you get? Oh, maybe we fire Kyle Shanahan and we hire a coach that goes 10-30 over 2 years and we let him go, right? Guess what? You didn't win a Super Bowl with Kyle Shanahan. You didn't win a Super Bowl with this guy. Like, honestly, like, the NFL is created to be a year-by-year business. It is each year's independent in and of itself. It's not like college where, you make the wrong hire and now your program's set back 10 years because now you can't recruit 4 or 5. So it don't matter. Like, you're the San Francisco 49ers. You'll still be able to get some free agents. Guess what? You just had 2 terrible years with your new coach. You got 2 top 10 draft picks. You're able to build that way. Move on, move forward that way. You're not set behind the 8 ball. You're okay, and you have just as many Super Bowls with the 10-30 coach as you did with the good coach. And that's if they make the wrong hire. They could make the great hire and win the Super Bowl.
It's even crazier when we look back at the Harbaugh era. We've been through this. We fired Harbaugh. We had 2 really terrible hires, and we landed Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, exactly.
It's okay to repeat the process.
Yeah, exactly. You had what?
It's okay.
It's just to me, like, you hear that all the time, and I'm passionate about this because I heard it so much when the Seattle Seahawks, as a Seahawks fan, heard it so much when they decided to move off of Pete Carroll. Well, where do they go from here? Who do they get? Can't get much worse. Like, in all honesty, like, the guy was not developing players. The guy was not getting them into championship conversations. And the guy hadn't revolutionized his defense since he did cover 3 when he first started with the Seahawks. Like,
hey man, that was Legion of Boom was.
It was
nice.
Great. It was awesome. It was great when it did. And then the offenses in the league were like, wait, we can just attack this part of it, and they don't do anything to fix it.
Earl and Cam are gone.
Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay were like, let's just run crossing routes and force their linebackers to guard it. And guess what? Bobby Wagner and Jordan Brooks couldn't do it. But I digress. Like, they'll move forward. If they aren't winning you championships, it's okay to move on. We teased World Cup Corner. Let's quickly get to World Cup Corner here. It's presented by Star Hill Beer Hall and Rooftop. Catch all the action from their rooftop while enjoying a cold draft beer. Shepherd Street Tavern, La Playa Mexican Restaurant, Texas Roadhouse in Midlothian. Appreciate all of them for supporting our World Cup coverage. Do you have any final additions, Alan, to the no bet list? I have one that
Remind me our no bet list one more time.
Our no bet list one more time. I'm glad I've been writing it down so that I can update you. Netherlands.
Yes.
Spain, but you've been waffling on Spain a little bit.
On Spain.
Uruguay, Belgium, and I threw Iran in there as well because of the Belgium-Iran game where I lost a couple of bets on Iran. They were up a man and they still couldn't get it done. Iran's out though.
Add Portugal.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, for sure.
I'm tempted to add. I was going to add Colombia. I bet Colombia in that game against Portugal. Instead, I'm not going to add Colombia. Instead, I'm going to add VAR assistance on offside, because that man, that toenail, not to yell about my lost bets, right? But I bet Colombia to win outright. And they had so many chances in front. I almost did a lap around my house when Colombia scored that goal that then was called offside. So VAR, you're on my no bet list. Avoid VAR at all costs.
So I would say, yeah, at this point in the tournament, Brazil and Argentina are the only two South American teams I'm going to trust.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think, and again, for the folks who have been betting and following World Cup, the round of 32 is when you start to see the quality stretch itself, right? It separates itself from the rest. Canada beat South Africa because of the quality. That was a tough match. South Africa was giving them everything they had. And again, because Canada has more quality, even though it took to darn near the 93rd minute, it shined, though. That was a good setup.
Yep.
They had been putting pressure on them for almost 15 minutes to score. And South Africa couldn't keep possession, and eventually they got hit with one. And you heard the commentator say it too, like just keep putting it in the box and giving yourself chances.
And that's what Colombia was doing against Portugal, man. And they just
and if the Colombian side had more quality, they would have won. Because that's what we get at when we get to these round of 32, round of 16, and everything else. Like, it's not pressure, it's really the quality, and the quality athletes will shine. God help everybody playing Argentina. Messi looks like he's possessed.
Yeah, Argentina. Cape Verde, RIP. That might be one of the
It was a good run. It would be one of the greatest sports upsets of all time if they could pull it off.
If they did, I unfortunately think it might be one of the most lopsided wins in knockout stage history.
I don't see how my boy can stop Messi, man, unless he gives him a penalty kick. I know that was a side swipe. I'm sorry. He still can't make those penalty kicks.
It's tough. Argentina, Cape Verde. That's going to be. And then France has Sweden. Good luck, Sweden. I don't know about that. France and Argentina might be on a collision.
I mean,
based off how they've been playing.
It looks like destiny. I still think Norway's got a chance because of the quality up front with literally the best finisher in the and he's a big guy to have to mark as well. So just depends on if they can get good quality passes to him and let him do his thing. But I still don't. Did they say why he was benched? Because Holland.
I think it was just because they weren't really playing for anything.
I think it's shenanigans, man. You're going for the golden boot.
Well, Mbappe was benched too, wasn't he?
No, he played. I misread the tweet, but no, Mbappe played. Just Dembele, I think is how you say it.
Dembele, he took over that game.
Which people have forgotten about him for some reason, but that guy is nice.
I mean, and that's what makes France such a tough.
They got
we remember Mbappe,
goals.
But they've got everyone on their front line can score. They're so good.
There's probably somebody on the bench at the very end that can get you 3.
Truly. You got Brazil, Japan today, Germany, Paraguay today, Netherlands, Morocco, all of 1 p.m., 4:30 p.m., 9 p.m. kick as we are now in the midst of the knockout round.
Brazil, Japan's at 1?
Yep.
Man, that's tough.
It's
going to be a good one.
Going from top to bottom in the bracket real quick. Germany takes on Paraguay. France takes on Sweden. Canada beat South Africa last night. Netherlands, Morocco, Portugal, Croatia.
That's going to be a good one.
Portugal might be on upset alert against Croatia. I might throw a couple of bucks down on Croatia.
Croatia likes to make it ugly.
Yeah, and look, they scored their 2 goals. Like, they were weird in the group stage, but they are a team that's quite literally been here before. They finished second 2 World Cups ago, third last World Cup. They're probably not going to make that same type of run this year after seeing the age set in this year. But, I mean, heck, Portugal, they've got freaking the oldest man in it all with Cristiano Ronaldo playing like his.
Disrespect.
How many goals he scored against Colombia? How many scores he scored in the group stage?
We did it, man.
He had one lucky
Moving
brace.
along.
Cool. Spain, Austria, USA, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Belgium, Senegal. So if the United States beats Bosnia, they will play the winner of Belgium, Senegal. Brazil, Japan, Ivory Coast, Norway, Mexico, Ecuador, England, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Argentina, Cape Verde, Australia, Egypt, Switzerland, Algeria, and Colombia, Ghana. Those are all our round of 32 games.
Keep an eye on Senegal because they look like they finally found their
all but one African nations qualified for the knockout stage.
Yeah, no,
that might be the best continent.
Dude, the African nations have been playing some really quality soccer, and it's really about the training, right? Like they get their guys, they train them up good, they send them out to like these big leagues like EPL and things like that, and they come back and they bring that skill with them in that training. So it's been a lot invested into their players, and it's showing when they get together. But Senegal's kind of hitting their stride. I think they might catch Belgium, but that Morocco-Netherlands match I think will be the best one of this round of 32 for sure.
100%.
That's a tough draw for both teams, actually. It's
Good
like
luck.
what you're looking to avoid.
Good luck. All right, let's get a quick break in. Step aside. We'll be back with more Fitz the Bill. A little Say What coming up next.
You're tuned into Fitz the Bill. Back in a moment.
Catch up on the latest horse racing news with Off to the Races live broadcast, 10 to 11 every Saturday morning on 106.1 ESPN. Presented by The Racing Biz.
Looking for a neighborhood service station that can provide premium fuel for your car, auto repairs, and friendly advice? Stop by the family-owned Bon Air Show, 8762 West Huguenot Road.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Local voices, local takes. Richmond's only local morning sports talk show. Fitz the Bill. Back on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
What are you saying?
Excuse me?
What?
Excuse me?
What?
Say what?
What the are you saying?
Whether it's Cleveland, whether it is the Golden State Warriors, I think that LeBron James, without question, is the most coveted free agent, even in year 24. He had 23, 7, and 7 in the postseason. The only other guy to do that this postseason is Nikola Jokic. So whatever team LeBron James ends up on, they're going to be relevant, they're going to be exciting, and without question, that is the biggest free agent, going into the 2026 season. And I do hope for LeBron James, though, he's able to kind of allow this season to be a farewell tour, because I'd love to see him go out while he's still playing at a high caliber level. But if he truly wants to compete for an NBA championship, it's not going to be with the purple and gold. It's going to be with Miami, it's going to be with Golden State, or it's going to be with Cleveland, so long as they're able to bring back James Harden.
I don't know if it's with Golden State. That might just be the retirement home, because the rumors are that they're looking to trade away Jimmy Butler's contract, get Anthony Davis in return. Then Jimmy Butler would be a potential buyout candidate. A lot of reports are swirling around it. But the say what part is that LeBron is the most coveted free agent even in year 24. That is just plain wrong. He wasn't even the most coveted free agent on his own team. It was Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves was the most coveted Lakers free agent. That's why the Lakers have already shored up Austin Reeves and made sure that he's coming back to Los Angeles to put him aside Luka Doncic. He was the most coveted Laker free agent. And if you're arguing that LeBron is the most coveted free agent even in year 24, then why is the entire league not going after him? And get it, I'm a massive LeBron fan. I think he is still one of the best players in the league, but I'm realistic, right? There are so many more important free agents. James Harden, just a couple of minutes ago, announced that he is opting out of his player option. He'll hit the free market. I think James Harden is a bigger free agent right here, right now than LeBron is. Norman Powell, I might be blasphemous to say, but he's a very, very important player on the free agent market because of his ability to hit threes. Jalen Duren's going to be out there, one of the best young big men in the league. LeBron is up there, but to say that he is unquestioned as the number one free agent, the most coveted free agent, I just don't agree with it. That was David Shepard, Sirius XM NBA host, said it on Game Night yesterday on ESPN Radio. Cleveland, Miami, Golden State, and Los Angeles all are the teams that are rumored to be trying to get in on the LeBron sweepstakes. Cleveland, it'll be interesting on how they work it out by keeping Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and then trying to bring on LeBron. Miami, I don't know how the money would work at all with Miami, considering they have Giannis and Bam now on their books. And Golden State is another one that I just do not know how they make the money work, considering they have Steph under contract there. They want to bring on Anthony Davis. They now apparently want to bring on LeBron. Like, I don't get the money involved in Golden State either, but he is not the most sought after, most coveted free agent on the market right now. He's just not.
That's that's pretty crazy to say that. But I can see where he's coming from, though, from the angle of if you look deeper than just basketball on the court, like LeBron's going to bring a ton of money with him, a ton of interest, a ton of publicity, and he's literally going to change your market and make you a destination. And there's momentum.
Will he though?
Yeah, he will. He still has that draw, and there's momentum, especially if you're talking about this being his last hurrah. Like if his last hurrah, you're gonna make so much money off of that.
If it's his last hurrah, Miami, I think Golden State's out of the question. Yeah. I think LeBron, the way he has moved his entire career, he either wants to stay in LA for one more year. He wants to go back home to Cleveland or go back to Miami. I think he wants to run it back with one of the teams he has played for. And I think Cleveland is the most likely. I just don't know how they get it done with Donovan Mitchell on the books and then a reworked James Harden deal. Maybe that's why Harden decided to decline his player option, gives them a little bit more flexibility. But typically when a player option is declined, it means that player is then searching for more money. So I think Cleveland would be the best. There are rumors circulating around the old Twitter sphere right now that he has officially become a member at a local Cleveland golf course, an Akron golf course. So maybe that'll do something.
I mean, it's one of those things where whoever takes him is like, you're all in. Like, you're not going to have room for a whole lot of other moves. If I was him, I would go get with Steph because Steph still has a lot to give.
I would be so upset if he teamed up with Steph in Golden State.
It's lame to do that, but it's also on brand with him and what I expect. But if you're really looking to win a championship, yeah, of course, it's not just LeBron. This whole era, if you're looking to win a championship, team up. That's what they do.
Well, is it?
Yeah, that's what they do.
That's not what they haven't done in the last 8 years.
In his generation, I don't know about these new guys. I don't know if they're going to team up or not.
No, the Big Three era is dead because of the whole salary cap.
But the Big Three era being dead, I think you're right about that. But there's still the idea of being a tandem, man, and these two.
You need your bread pudding. If he went out down to Golden State, between him, Steph, and AD, it'd be a retirement home.
It's worth a 1 year shot.
No,
if you're looking to win. That's your best shot.
If you're looking to win, go to the Eastern Conference. If you're looking to win, you are not doing it in the Western Conference.
The Thunder
go to Cleveland or Miami.
Each other up.
No. Go to Cleveland or Miami. The only way you can get back to the NBA Finals is through the Eastern Conference. There ain't no way a trio of AD, LeBron, and Steph can get by Shea and the Thunder or Wemby and the Spurs.
If they play 35 games during the regular season and they come in fresh, I think they could.
Anthony Davis and fresh never been used in the same sentence ever since the COVID bubble when he got 4 months off.
Which makes it invalid, correct?
No.
Oh, all right. Sorry.
Oh, my God. All right, let's go out to the phone lines. We've got Bruce on line one. Good morning, Bruce. How we doing?
Good morning, All-Star Fitz. Good morning, Alan. Hey, man, before I get into this meat, let me just say one real quick thing. I love to hear y'all talk old school. Alan brought up the fact of he watched boxing. I was thinking in the same, just Alan over that boxing match this week, but I was thinking golf. Fitz, Alan, can y'all just rewind the weekend and Father's Day weekend? And can y'all head scratch in news or snooze talk about the galleries at the Open and Travelers yesterday? Can y'all just talk about the gallery? I mean, there are 10 people. Now, I know before they went to the playoffs and on 17, I know there were people running, but you could literally run. When Tiger was playing, guys, and you had someone trying, they wouldn't even go from 17 to 18. They wouldn't even go because they knew it's no space. It was no space. Yesterday, after the 17th hole, there were people that were running to get to the 18th. Talk about that, Fitz. I mean, PGA, they got to do something. We got to, Serena unretiring to go to Wimbledon, bring Tiger back.
I mean,
Tiger back.
Tiger's back needs to fix up. His issues with drugs and DUIs need to get fixed up a little bit. I mean, it's tough to recreate the greatest of all time in a sport. I hear what you're saying, but like Tiger just is the greatest of all time and was appointment television. Unfortunately, Scotty Scheffler and Victor Hovland just aren't that. As I think they're in the midst of their playoff hole right now.
They are, and go figure. And I mean, I was even trying to go back to Calvin, Pete, Jack Nicholson, Lee Trevino. I was trying to go back that far. That predates you guys. But you want to talk about some great golf, man. I mean, Sunday afternoon, we would come home from church, especially if you had Calvin, Pete in contention, Lee Trevino and Nichols and Palmer and Watson. But I regress. Let me just say this real quick, Fitz, because you did something that we forget. You talked about the apron. You talked about luxury taxes. And how soon do we forget when we talk about LeBron that we forget Miami? They can only sign LeBron to the veterans minimum.
Yeah.
Why aren't y'all saying that?
The Miami Heat could only sign him to a veterans minimum, depending on how, to be in to go along with the second apron. I think Cleveland too could only sign him, and then Golden State would. The only team that can offer him a hefty amount of money is the Lakers. Like that's the only team because
only team
where Golden State he'd have to take probably a veterans minimum or a much more discounted rate. And if you look over the course of LeBron's career, he hasn't ever been one to take discounted rates. Which that's his prerogative. That's what he's allowed to do. But like Cleveland might be able to offer him a little bit more because James Harden now is officially a free agent after declining his player option. So maybe Cleveland has a little bit more flexibility. But you're right, Bruce. Miami has no shot. I don't think they have any shot of signing him because they'd have to give him a low ball offer. And then Miami's too focused right now on their next 5 years. And that includes re-signing Norman Powell, who is a must re-sign now for Miami because they have no shooting, and Norman Powell's the only shooter that they could potentially bring back for next season.
You dropped it a couple of weeks on us. So people got to remember when we bring these subjects up, they play a crucial factor in how these free agencies move, guys. The one thing I would say to you guys, watch out for the Dallas Mavericks and what they're doing. Could Kawhi join back up with his former head of basketball operations in Toronto? How would that move fare if you're able to keep the bigs in Dallas? Because I know the threat of Wendy in San Antonio and OKC. Yeah. But if you could add a Kawhi Leonard, I know people are saying he's not going to play. No, if you add a Kawhi with a Kyrie and a Cooper, we got some problems in Dallas, guys. So I would say watch that move as well.
That could be a good move for sure. I wonder what their trade package would be. Like, I wonder if they'd have to give up Kyrie or give up something like that, or if they'd be able to just send a boatload of picks over, because I just don't know what Dallas has role player wise that could sweeten the pot. But that is something to look out for, because Toronto right now is one of the leaders in the clubhouse to land Kawhi, according to the rumors and everything, the speculation, because they can put Brandon Ingram in that trade. Get off of his contract for Toronto, but then the Clippers get a former all-star type of player. So that's what's sweetening it up right now with Toronto and the Clippers. I don't think Dallas has anything to match that unless Dallas is okay with just shipping off a lot of picks.
That's what I would think it would be. P.J. Washington. Yeah. I heard Klay Thompson. I know those are has-beens and picks. But, you just never know with the Clippers and their brain trust. So you just never know. But it's great reflection on this luxury tax, the apron, because you got to look at that when we talk about these moves.
Exactly. Appreciate you calling in, Bruce. Have a great rest of your day. Just real quick on the apron. If you hit the first apron, which is around $178 million in payroll for the year. Teams cannot acquire a player in a sign-and trade if that player keeps them above the apron. Teams cannot sign a player waived during the regular season whose salary was over $12.2 million, the mid-level exception. And salary matching in trades must be within 110% rather than 125% for teams not above the apron. And if you enter into the second apron, which is about $10 million more than the first apron, you have no access to the taxpayer mid-level exception. Teams cannot use a trade exception generated by aggregating the salaries of multiple players. Teams cannot include cash in a trade. Teams cannot use a trade exception generated in a prior year. First-round picks 7 years out are frozen. You're not able to trade them. And a team's first-round pick is moved to the end of the first round if they remain in the second apron for 3 out of 5 seasons. That's including all of the first apron restrictions as well. So teams really don't want to touch that second apron, especially if they've already touched it once. If they didn't win the championship when they touched that second apron, they want to get under it. It's why you saw the Celtics last offseason make so many moves, so many trades, so many salary dumps. Drew Holiday, bye-bye. Kristaps Porzingis, bye-bye. Al Horford, bye-bye. They wanted to get under the second apron. They did, and now they have to kind of rebuild on the fly. But it's why we've seen 8 new champions over the last 8 seasons, no repeats in the NBA. It's because of the first, second apron, luxury tax, all those restrictions. And it's something that's going to come in play big time with LeBron because he made over $50 million this past season with the Lakers. There is not a team out there right now, a team that is a fringe contender that could eat that type of salary. So unless he goes back to LA, he's going to be taking a pretty drastic pay cut, something LeBron has never done in his 23, soon to be 24-year career. All right, let's get a quick break in. We'll step aside, be back with more Fitz the Bill here on this Monday morning.
You're with Fitz the Bill on 106.1 ESPN Richmond this morning. Short break coming up.
Tune in to the Henrico Huddle with Dennis Bickmeyer the last Wednesday of each month, afternoons on 106.1 ESPN or updates online at henricosea.com.
Check out every international soccer match while enjoying an authentic Mexican dining experience at La Playa Restaurant, 2617 West Broad Street in the Fan, LaPlayaRVA.com.
Are you an adult with uncontrolled moderate to severe Crohn's disease symptoms and still packing a backup bag of clothes? Just in case, Skyrizi Risankizumab Rizza can help you take control of your Crohn's. Feel significant symptom relief, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements at 4 weeks. Plus, Skyrizi is proven to help people achieve remission and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Individual results may vary. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's. Ready to take control of your Crohn's? Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease.
Control is everything to me.
Learn more at skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI.
If you want to talk Braves baseball,
Here comes some late night dynamite here at Truist Park.
there's only one place in town to turn for all the action. 106.1 ESPN, bringing you nonstop Braves action all season long.
High in the air, deep to left field. That's a long gone daddy.
Presented by our friends at Park and Go. Mornings in Richmond start here. Fitz the Bill, back now on 106.1 ESPN Richmond.
Welcome back in. Fitz the Bill on this Monday morning. 804-327-0888 on this Overreaction Monday. There are some overreactions from the weekend that was and beyond that I've got to get off my chest. Alan, if you've got any overreactions, please get them off of your chest as well. Maybe it's about how boxing needs to reclaim all of it, but it's time for some Overreaction Monday.
Overreaction Mondays
So this one kind of goes into what we were talking about in the first hour, where the Red Sox-Yankees is just not a top 5 sports rivalry anymore. Like, just not at all, right? Like, Matt brings it up all the time on the Mid-Major Match Show that you can listen to right here, 106.1 ESPN Richmond from 4 until 6 p.m. every weekday. But he talks about it, and he's right. He's wrong about his Aaron Rodgers take, but he's right about this one. We're force-fed Red Sox-Yankees, and it's not really all that competitive anymore. There's no real juice to it anymore, and it's no longer a top 5 sports rivalry. I would argue it's probably one of the worst quote-unquote rivalries baseball has to offer right now. Maybe that's the overreaction part of this.
No, I agree. I think it's a little played out, basically. Like I can't sell my son on Yankees Red Sox because the Yankees and Red Sox he's seen hasn't been nearly anything close to what I saw. So to him being 9 years old or anybody in the younger generation, it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
like
it's just not good. Like,
it's like selling Commanders Cowboys as a rivalry to some people. During certain eras, it was so lopsided, it just lost its steam.
Honestly, this era, like, Commanders are starting to find a little bit more of a rhythm against them, but like it's been dominated by the Cowboys.
To me, it's more like Commanders Eagles is more like angry, and Cowboys Eagles is more
Cowboys
angry.
Eagles is more angry. I mean, you just go through the list of great rivalries, right? You've got Ohio State, Michigan. That's better. Packers, Bears, you took a couple of years off, but after last season, that's back to being a great rivalry. You got El Clasico, Barcelona and Real Madrid. That's a great rivalry. I know that's not American sports, but like, still a fantastic rivalry. Duke UNC is still an awesome rivalry. Army Navy for what it means. Steelers Ravens for how that has just been at the forefront of playoff races over the last decade. Red Sox Yankees not mentioned in there. Not mentioned.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think. I think Padres Dodgers still gets a little intense, but
and Dodgers Giants gets a little intense.
But
too.
You know what else is diluted rivalries in baseball in the intensity is the fact that and I know this doesn't count for Yankees Red Sox because they're in the same division, but we get so much interleague playing stuff and guys are traveling so much. Like, I just think that the modernization of the game has just made it where it's like, dude, we're gonna see you so many times. It's really not that serious anymore. Like, we'll get another 15 games against each other type thing. So
yeah, you lose the 4 games this weekend if you're the Yankees, and you're like, well, we're still like atop the division, and we're still totally fine.
So it's just, and then you do get these moments where you get like the Blue Jays and Rangers fight, where that particular moment in that particular era seemed more like a rivalry between those two teams and more energy of hate between those two teams than you have gotten in this particular era of Yankees Red Sox, if that makes sense, right? Like, we don't see people getting punched and things like that. It doesn't, like you said, they were hugging and stuff. Like, that doesn't seem very rivalry-like to me.
I also feel like the fan hatred has kind of simmered off a little bit between Boston fans and New York fans.
Yeah, they don't take as many swipes at each other like they used to either. It doesn't seem.
I think it might be because the Red Sox just haven't really been in the conversation for a couple of years now, and the Yankees.
But real rivals talk trash no matter what.
Well, yeah, the Seahawks 49ers. That's a real rivalry.
Ohio State, Michigan, Texas and Texas A&M.
Yeah,
like,
all
still
of them,
talking.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And they're always good games. Ohio State, Michigan. Ryan Day won a national championship, but lost to Michigan.
And
in the
Michigan
same year.
was still talking trash.
Michigan was talking trash. And there was a contingent of Ohio State fans that was like, Ryan Day needs to leave.
Yeah.
We don't care about a national championship. I want to win a Michigan game.
Wild. Absolutely wild. My overreaction stems from the consumption of women's sports this weekend. How do I say this in a way that's not offensive to men? But we have ruined women's sports with our machismo, right? Like, I watched a lot of Ivy games, and the way the women play, to me, is this soccer players. They're tough soccer players. But like, every time they hit the ground or something like that, it's just like an overreaction of like this sense to protect the athlete because she's a woman. We look at the WNBA. There's a sense to protect the athlete because she's a woman. Let them be athletes. Now, granted, what happened to Caitlin Clark was excessive and ridiculous.
Yeah,
like,
she got a forearm shiver to her throat.
However,
then they try to defend it.
When we see male athletes go through the same kind of physicality, there is not this sense of protection that we throw over or this veil of protection where it's like, you need to change the rules. You need to do this. You need to do that. Like they're killing their moneymaker. Bro, we've watched male athletes who've done things to transcend sports get smacked around all the time. People complain that they made rules to protect Tom Brady when he got hit below the leg, right? They complain when we make rules to protect quarterbacks.
Well, they've complained too in basketball where we've started to
we've made
favor
rules
the star.
to protect the stars, but then in the same sense, it's like this immediate overreaction to protect the female star.
Why aren't we protecting Caitlin Clark more? Why aren't we doing X? Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's right, but I'm saying Caitlin Clark's going through the same kind of crap that a lot of other male athletes have went through when they've been transcendent stars, where they've been better than their competitors and younger than their competitors. Like essentially what we're watching is somebody that's ahead of their time a little bit. And once the age demographic gets below a certain age point, and we start to see younger players get into the WNBA, I think the physicality is going to leave because the modern basketball player is not Charles Oakley, right? Like that's essentially what we're looking at. Like these older players turn into Charles Oakley and want to be physical. But I'm saying all that to say that like when we train our female athletes, like I even listen sometimes like just how coaches are coaching them, and I'm on the visitor side. I'm not on the Ivy side. So this is not a reflection of Mr. Ukrop and the Ivy. I think they do a great job, but like the opposing coaches, sometimes when they talk to the players, I'm like, dude, like it's more than just being rough and tough, right? Like teach them skill, talk to them like they're normal athletes. Like, hey, we need more pace, not you need to be more physical and throw a bow and this and that. Like, what are you doing, man? And then we get into this point where the game gets crazy physical and we act shocked that we have physical female athletes. Like it's disturbing to our populace when they see women compete. That's what I'm getting at. And that's my overreaction. Like I'm personally sick of it. Like just let them be athletes, man. Let them be athletes.
Yeah. I mean, they should be allowed to play their sport however they see fit. Now with the Caitlin Clark thing that has bubbled up.
Bro, I would have suspended her for the rest of the season. You throat punched her.
Yeah, Alyssa Thomas.
Like, that's ridiculous.
So like there is a level of physicality. I think in the case of Caitlin Clark and what we have seen really since she joined the league, is there's a little more focus in on her, and that everything that is physical towards her is then blown out of proportion, which then adds to it. But like kind of going back to like Wemby was bleeding from the arm at times and was taking elbows to the chest and like was getting handed
Brunson.
And then there his own forearm shiver. But like I'm saying like a young transcendent star in Wemby is played physical.
Yeah.
Because you just kind of do it like that. Like LeBron had to go through that Pistons teams of the early 2000s that beat him up a little bit. MJ kind of got that too.
There's a mental component to the game. When you get physical with people, you do throw some people off the game. Some people love it. Some people buckle down and give you another 30.
Now, it is a tough line to walk where like the stuff that happens to Caitlin Clark, I think is totally out of line, and like a forearm
that
throat punch
ridiculous,
is
bro.
insane. But I see what you're saying where like the overall conversation around women's sports is like, why are they being physical?
Yeah.
Why is there physicality in this game? They should be finesse and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, they're athletes.
They're competing.
It is not our job to protect them. They are playing a sport, and that is what this sport calls for. Now, there are times it is out of line. So I see your overall point. With Caitlin Clark, that was just insane.
Yeah, I'm not clutching my pearls at people being physical with her.
I'm clutching my pearls at her getting a forearm.
Yeah,
throw.
literally a forearm to the throat, and we're just like, what? She would be, I promise you, bro, she would have been out the league so fast. I would have yeeted her into like 2027. She would not touch the floor again because regardless, even if it isn't Caitlin Clark, anybody in that position, man, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
It was something. All right, let's get a quick break in. Step aside. We'll be back to wrap up this Monday edition of Fitz the Bill.
You're listening to Fitz the Bill. Don't touch that dial.
Bonaire Shell is family owned and operated and has been serving the Richmond community for over 20 years. At Bonaire Shell, you'll find old school service with modern day technology, and our certified technicians will get you back on the road in no time. Stop by for a quick fill up, shop for new tires, ask us about a check engine light, or let us help with any of your auto service needs. Find us at 8762 Huguenot Road near the historic Bonaire section of Southside and online at bonaireshell.com.
Golf season is here at Hunting Hawk Golf Club. Plan your next golf outing for your kids' athletic team, church group, or fundraiser online at huntinghawk.com. huntinghawk.com. That's huntinghawk.com.
This is advertising material.
Businesses have a responsibility to keep you safe. Patch the pothole, fix the broken step, light the parking lot, mop the floor, and put up a sign. When they skip those basics and someone gets hurt, that's negligence. If you slipped, tripped, or fell on someone else's property, Alexander Shinard Trial Attorneys want to hear from you. Call 877-222-6666 or visit alexwins.law for your free case evaluation. alexwins.law.
This is advertising material. Past results do not guarantee future outcomes. Every case is different. Philip George is licensed attorney in Virginia, is responsible for legal work. Office is located in Norfolk.
Richmond's morning sports talk. Live, local, and back on 106.1 ESPN Richmond. Fitz the Bill. Powered by Ironclad Coffee and Baking Company.
Oh, another free one. Thanks, dog. You always hook me up.
Another hour of the fun stuff on deck.
Another one of your nonsensical rambling stories.
And another round for everyone on me.
I don't want to hear another peep. Okay, all right, here's another one.
Another thing before we get up on out of here on this Monday, there's some reports swirling with Toronto and Kawhi a little bit more. I've been kind of on the whole thing of Kawhi going to Toronto because for every report that I've seen say one thing, there's been a contrary one. But Shams is reporting more and more that a move to Toronto is the most likely move for Kawhi and that it could happen as early as today. Now, I'm not trying to throw shots at Shams. He was right on Giannis. He was never wrong, just early, right? That was kind of the whole Shams situation with Giannis. He was reporting it was going to happen at the deadline. It was going to happen at the deadline. Then it didn't happen at the deadline. But then it did eventually happen. Turns out that Shams was right the entire time. His timeline was just a little off.
He keeps saying it's going to be true.
Never wrong, just early. That's one of my favorite things. I wasn't wrong on the New York Knicks. I was just a year early. I was a year early on the New York Knicks.
Hated it.
Kawhi, it's reported that he is likely going to go to Toronto and that Toronto, and he's let it be known, Kawhi has let it be known that Toronto is the only team that he would sign an extension with. So that would be fascinating. A Scotty Barnes, Kawhi Leonard duo. RJ Barrett would still be there. Shout out RJ Barrett. And then Brandon Ingram would likely go back to the Clippers. Clippers also have to work through a deal with Benedict Mathurin, who they traded for at the deadline with the Indiana Pacers. He's a guy that they really want to keep, but would move off of Kawhi, and it would be fascinating to see how the NBA would deal with that, considering that the Clippers and Kawhi are in the midst of an NBA investigation that has been ongoing for about 6 months when it comes to cap circumvention and the aspiration deal. Yeah, so a lot hovering around this deal.
Clearly, Kawhi's not in trouble because if he was, he'd be shipped to Portland or Brooklyn.
He's shipped to Brooklyn. Let's look. I know
I'm throwing Portland in there.
I know the ownership of Portland has a lot of questions. I get it. I understand.
If you're a Trailblazers fan, man, abandon ship right now. I'm telling you, abandon ship right now.
Look, I like Portland. I think Portland will be a feisty Western Conference team next year. Probably another play-in year, but I think they'll be feisty. Although some of their young guys that they got, like Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson, aren't really developing the way they like. But give me Portland. I like Portland as a frisky young team. Maybe I'm crazy.
You are
Brooklyn,
crazy. But it's Overreaction Monday, so that's fine.
Brooklyn is where careers go to die. I'll tell you that.
Brooklyn is where you send people that you don't love.
R.I.P. Julius Randle. Good luck in your career, man. He was dumped to the Nets, right?
Oh, he was definitely dumped.
Yeah, it was the Nets.
They didn't send him for anything other than a salary.
Well, no, I know. What I'm saying is I had forgotten what team he was even traded to because that's how irrelevant the Nets are.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
The net. I got one more overreaction for you.
Go for it.
Kyle Schwarber might be the best slugger in baseball right now. Like
what is my definition for slugger?
Just
he just hits home runs?
He just hits home runs.
Okay.
Like Aaron Judge, he just hits home runs. I get it too. But like Aaron Judge at least is like a well-rounded baseball player. For Schwarber, he's either hitting it or he's walking.
I will counter with Yordan Alvarez.
Okay. I don't have the stats up in front of me for Yordan Alvarez.
I mean, I don't need the stats up in front of me. I just know Yordan is a bomb waiting to happen.
Here's a funny stat about Kyle Schwarber. Funny stat about Kyle Schwarber. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
56.8% of Schwarber's plate appearances end in either a strikeout, walk, or home run.
Yordan would never. He's got 25 homers this year, though.
This
is not too far off.
Good for him. Schwarber has 86 home runs between the start of last year to today. That's a lot. 86 home runs since the start of last year.
He's got to be by a lot. He was hurt a lot last year.
He was hurt a lot. 56 home runs last year, 30 home runs already this year. Current pace ties Sammy Sosa for third on the all-time single-season home run list. I think he just mashes the baseball. Nearly 57% of all of his plate appearances end in either a walk, strikeout, or home run. That is just I'm here to do one thing and one thing only.
I prefer my sluggers to rake a little bit, so I need your average to be higher. And Jordan's sporting a 300 average with 25 homers. I'll take that.
The month of June, Schwarber is slashing 324, 439, 632. I'm just saying.
Let's check at the end of July.
I'm just saying.
Schwarber's going to be 180,
and
but still have 20 homers.
That's my favorite. It's literally either a hit or a strikeout. He's such a funny
The
player.
most random hatred of all time is my friend who is a Rangers fan absolutely hates Kyle Schwarber because of a bet. And we had a side bet on the Cubs winning the World Series.
Yeah.
I made that bet in August. I made an actual bet with the sports book, but I made a side bet with my friend. And my friend was in the clear. And Schwarber came back in that series, and everybody remembers how it ended. But I always say I only won because Schwarber came back, and he has hated him ever since.
That's fair.
I
get it.
He was in the money until Schwarber decided to come back early from that injury, and boom.
I get it. I've got weird hatreds for players and teams because of bets.
Bunch of Sorsby.
Heck, we got a no bet list going right now about the countries we hate. Entire countries. There's a recap: Netherlands, Spain, Uruguay, Belgium, Iran, Portugal. That's our no bet list.
I'm not using my passport for any of them.
Nope. Maybe Spain. Nah, maybe Portugal. I heard they got really good port over there. I've heard that how Guinness in Ireland just tastes better. That's port in Portugal, which makes sense, right?
I might have to try that out then. See, when you're talking food and drink,
they give me food, wine, and beer.
You get me.
You know what? Speaking of food, wine, and beer, you know what I'm doing on the 4th of July on Saturday?
Oh my gosh, what?
Hot dog eating contest. Signed up for Parlay's 3rd annual hot dog eating contest. My goal's 12 hot dogs. And then I got a secondary goal. I want to eat one hot dog every 30 seconds, but I know I'll probably fade as it goes along. I got high hopes. We'll talk about that all week. Stay right here. Fitz the Bill, 106.1 ESPN Richmond. We're back live and local at 4 p.m. with the Mid-Major Match Show.
Your home for Richmond Spiders athletics all year round. W291CL Lakeside Richmond. WURV HD2 Richmond. We are 106.1